The controversial rise of Godswill Akpabio, corruption, scandals, and power. Power, politics, and scandal. The story of Godswill Akpabio has it all. A former governor, a senator, and now the president of the Nigerian Senate, Akpabio's journey has been anything but ordinary. But behind the titles and influence, serious allegations loom. Accusations of corruption, financial mismanagement, and even sexual harassment. Today, we dive deep into the controversies surrounding one of Nigeria's most powerful politicians. Is he the victim of political attacks, or is there more to the story? Stay with us as we uncover the shocking details. Let's start with one of the biggest allegations: corruption and financial mismanagement. As governor of Akwa State from 2007 to 2015, Akpabio oversaw billions in revenue. But where did all the money go?
Minister of Niger Delta Affairs in Nigeria, Akpabio was accused of corruption and mismanagement of funds by several sources, including the Senate that is sitting today. But they all allege that he engaged in corruption and mismanagement, right? And according to a report by the Senate Committee on Niger Delta Affairs, which was based on the forensic audit of the NDDC, they allege that Akpabio diverted 19.25 billion meant for the development of his region to his personal account. The report also claimed that Akpabio awarded contracts worth 81.5 billion to his cronies and relatives without due process. And this one really pains me because my village has not had lights for like 20 years, and this money, this 81.5 billion, it's 19.25 billion could have easily fixed the issue of lights, right? But here we are.
Case 1. The 108 billion naira scandal. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission investigated Akpabio for allegedly mismanaging 108 billion naira during his tenure as governor. According to reports, large sums were withdrawn under his administration without clear justification. When confronted by the EFCC, Akpabio defended the transactions, claiming they were in the best interest of the state.
The reality is that I think that EFCC has engaged more on sensation than on real investigation. Like the minority leader pointed out, it was a local government chairman. An election was coming. For me, I've had my own share, where even a letter informing EFCC that I would not be able to come on a frivolous petition was released by the office of the chairman of EFCC to Sahara reporters. You see the chairman's stamp on it. He released it to Sahara reporters just to embarrass me because of 2023 elections. But to the glory of God, I surmounted it, I'm here. You know, so for me, I don't think we should waste time with the EFCC. We need to take a thorough look at the EFCC and look at whether the act setting up the EFCC even allows them to function, because there's too much.
But the anti-graft agency wasn't convinced. They had gathered testimony from government financial officers indicating that the funds may have been misused. Yet, no conviction followed. But this wasn't the end of Akpabio's legal troubles. Case 2. NDDC fraud allegations, N40 billion and N86 billion cases. As Minister of Niger Delta Affairs, Akpabio was again accused of overseeing massive corruption. A Senate probe alleged that 40 billion naira was recklessly spent by the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, while Akpabio was in charge. Another case linked him to 86 billion naira in contract scams involving a former NDDC managing director. Akpabio denied these allegations, claiming he had little control over NDDC spending. But critics argue that under his leadership, the agency lost billions meant for the development of the Niger Delta.
So it is important that people who have gone to court, people who genuinely did jobs,
should be paid for their job. So for me, I'm not against it because, of course, who are even the greatest beneficiaries? It's you people now.
Okay.
Because if you look at your chairman,
Honorable Minister. Honorable Minister, that's okay.
No, can I ask you that question? What is the benefit that the National Assembly is benefiting from?
It's okay, it's okay.
Are you asking me the benefit of National Assembly?
Yes, you just said.
I just told you that we have record to show that most of the contracts in NDDC are given out to members of National Assembly, but you don't know about it.
It's okay.
It's okay. About it.
It's okay.
The two chairmen can explain to you. That is why I was a member. I was a member of the NDDC committee.
It's okay. It's okay.
You were a member of the NDDC and you were a member of the NDDC in the 8th Assembly, and are you telling me that lots of jobs were awarded to you as a member?
No, this is a problem. That's why I said you
then
must
you
change.
have the right to accuse people. Then why can't you bring up
Can you
the
please
people
listen
that...
to me? One of the chairmen
If
also...
you were not awarded a contract, then why are you coming here that you are aware that you were a member of the NDDC and lots of contracts were awarded to you? You said I'm not aware. I'm telling you that bring up those names.
May I inform my honorable sister that is why we have to change the modus operandi.
Honorable Minister, please. It's okay. That is okay. That is okay.
But let me explain.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
As if corruption allegations weren't enough, Akpabio has also been accused of sexual harassment, not once, but twice. Case 1, Joy Nunez allegation. In 2020, Joy Nunez, former NDDC acting MD, shocked Nigerians by revealing that she slapped Akpabio for allegedly harassing her in his Abuja guest house. Nunez claimed that Akpabio wanted her to obey illegal instructions, including approving fraudulent contracts. Akpabio denied the allegations, saying she was lying to distract from corruption probes.
He said, and guess what? Akpabio never signs any documents. He will always refuse to sign, but he will tell you to go and commit the fraud. For instance, he told me to go and raise a memo and give an emergency contract for flood victims. He wanted me to take an oath. He has denied that, but I want to say today, he told me up to 3 times until we had a reconciliation meeting at the villa in the house of Mr. Sadiki Abba, who is the SA to the president on domestics. In that meeting was Alhaji Mekano. He said the only condition is that oath, and I will never take the oath from him. So he said he was going to remove me. He started a campaign of calumny against me. He said I did not answer him because the facts will speak for itself. Now, to end this matter about the procurement process, I refuse to go with him to deceive Mr. President at the FEC meeting because the Procurement Act says if I contravene any section of the Procurement Act, it's 5 years imprisonment without an option of fine. So if I go and say they should pay for the process, if you see, they say it's for 2020 budget. Akpabio went to get the approval from FEC. The 2020 budget has not even been discussed by the National Assembly till today. The 2020 budget has not been passed. However, he lied to FEC, which is the greatest embarrassment in this country, for a budget that has not been passed, for an approval to be given for that procurement. I refuse to go because he...
Then, in 2025, another high-profile woman came forward with allegations against Akpabio, this time a sitting senator case. 2. Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan's allegation. Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan claimed that Akpabio made inappropriate advances toward her during a visit to his residence in December 2023. She alleged that Akpabio insinuated that she needed to take care of him for her motions in the Senate to be considered. Akpabio denied it, stating he was raised by a single mother and had always respected women.
I wanted to move a motion. I wanted to move a motion for the investigation on the ills of the corrupt practice in Ajakuta Steel Company. I listed that motion 5 times. It was the 6th time that it was listed on the order paper. that was approved. Many senators can testify to that. Each time the motion is listed, just before he takes it, he will say, oh, Senator Natasha, we can't take this motion because the board of the Senate does not accommodate it. Or he will speak on others and then let it drag so that just before the motion is taken, the time will be well spent. So he kept on doing that. I went to him in his office. And I said, Senate President, you know how important this Ajaokuta Steel Company to me is. You know how important it is to my people and to Nigerians. I've noticed that you have stepped down this motion. As a matter of fact, a number of senators told me, go and see him and plead with him so that he would take it. I was like, sir, please, why can't you take this motion? It's very important. It's been listed. Then it was listed the third time and stepped down. He then said, Natasha, I'm the chief presiding officer of the Senate. You can enjoy a whole lot if you take care of me and make me happy. At that point, I said, sir, I'll pretend that I didn't hear this. He said, well, the ball is in your court. I left his office, and when I got home, I told my husband, I didn't tell my husband what happened. I just told my husband, please, can you speak to the Senate President to allow my motion scale through?
Uduaghan submitted a formal petition to the Senate, but it was dismissed on procedural grounds. Critics argue that the Senate protected its own instead of pursuing an independent investigation.
Thank you, distinguished colleagues. Let us go into the prayers. Prayer 1.
Dear Senate President, may I be given a chance to speak?
Prayer 1.
Yes.
That the Senate do suspend Senator Natasha Akpabio for 6 months for a total violation of the Senate Standing Rules 2023 as amended for bringing the presiding officer and the entire Nigerian Senate in general to public opprobrium. Those in support of prayer 1 say aye.
Aye.
Those against say nay. I'd put the question. Those in support of prayer 1 say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
With these allegations surfacing, the Nigerian public and political figures have been divided.
Akpabio, look at what we are doing for you. Look at what we are going to for you. Don't disappoint us.
Protests broke out in Abuja, with some calling for Akpabio's resignation and others defending him.
Nigerian people have come out to state clearly that what happened on the floor of the Senate is unacceptable. It is a deliberate attempt to shut the Nigerian woman out of the political space. I mean, it's shameful enough that we have only 4 women in the Senate. And the one who we see as the most vocal, the one with records of work and achievements for her people, is the same person who is faced with this situation. It's terrible that if a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria would come out to say she's been sexually harassed, and people are trying to downplay it, people are trying to water down the conversation. This is not about party. This is not about, it's not a gender war. This is a human rights issue.
That the petition she presented today is actually dead on arrival.
Senator Akpabio.
Why I'm supporting you?
Yes.
Why I'm supporting you is I didn't see any wrong in what they are saying. So I don't know much about the detail of what they are saying. I'm just supporting you because my mind led me to support you.
But you don't know much about what they are saying. Do you support Senator Natasha?
I don't even really know the whole story about you.
You don't know the whole story? So why did you come out here today?
Why I came out today is that they said it was wrong. support that he should remain as our senator.
He's a good man. So you want him to win the position? Yes. He's already Senate president. Okay. But why are you supporting Senator Natasha?
No.
Why?
No, I don't want her.
You don't want her what?
You don't do me anything, but I don't want. Because there are people say them be stubborn people. So we don't need stubborn people. We want peace. We don't need stubborn people. That is why.
With Natasha, I am supporting Akpabio because he's a Senate president. Number two, he's somebody's husband. He's not looking at Natasha. Natasha is just a senator. He doesn't have time with Natasha. Natasha should free Akpabio. Akpabio is somebody's father. He's a grandfather. He's somebody's husband. He's somebody's son. Natasha should face her husband and leave Akpabio alone. A man is free to look at a woman. That is the end. He should stop blackmailing Akpabio. Akpabio is Akpabio. He should stop it.
You don't want them to investigate?
Investigate what? Did you miss Akpabio with Natasha in the bed? Did you mean Akpabio talking to Natasha by the roadside? Did you mean Akpabio talking to Natasha that I love you?
Meanwhile, social media was flooded with debates, some saying Akpabio is a victim of political attacks, others demanding justice for the alleged victims. Whether guilty or not, Akpabio's case raises larger questions about governance in Nigeria. Why do corruption investigations often fade away? Why do powerful politicians rarely face real consequences? Many believe Nigeria's anti-corruption agencies are compromised and used for political purposes. Sexual harassment allegations against powerful figures often go uninvestigated, leaving women vulnerable. Meanwhile, Akpabio continues to hold power, proving once again that in Nigerian politics, scandal does not always mean downfall. So, what do you think? Are these allegations politically motivated, or do they expose the dark side of power? Should Akpabio step down, or is he being unfairly targeted? Let us know in the comments below. Call to action. If you found this video informative, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe for more deep dives into African politics and corruption scandals. Hit the bell icon so you never miss an update.